Hey there folks, welcome to the DIY Dan channel. I'm DIY Dan. Today we're going to be, I got a trouble code from my 2007 Dodge Magnum that told me the oil temperature sensor was on the fritz. It's an intermittent problem. But what I'm going to do is just replace the sensor. It wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $20 something for a Mopar sensor. You can find them cheaper, but with this kind of thing, I've heard that some other aftermarket stuff isn't that great, and they tend to fail more often. So I went and spent a little extra money, which wasn't a lot, on the Mopar part. The problem is that a lot of times when I was looking into it, and as you all know, I'm not a mechanic, so I'm just a DIY guy, and so I did research into where this sensor was, and everyone kept directing me to the oil pressure sensor, which is actually behind the alternator, which I'll point out to you in just a minute, but that's the incorrect sensor. This is the oil temperature sensor, and it's actually located right above the oil filter, still behind the alternator, but in a different location, and it's a different size. It's got a different connector. It's a 2-pin connector. Matter of fact, let me get it. I'll show it to you. It's up underneath the car right now because that's where I've been. Kind of got started without you guys. I hope you don't mind. This is the sensor, and as you can see, or maybe you can't, but there's 2 pins. It's already got Loctite on it. It's a different size. This is actually a 3/4 inch fitting here. So that's the kind of wrench I'm using. So I'll show you where it is and we'll take a look from there, okay? Alright folks, this is going to be very difficult to show you, but I'll do my best. So here we have, this is the front of the car. Driver's side, passenger side. This is the, obviously the intake and air filter, all that stuff. So here's your alternator right here, pointing right at it. So behind it, and I'm going to see if I can zoom in. Like I said, it's probably not going to be visible on camera, especially with my camera, but it actually is right back there. I don't know that it's going to focus. Come on, focus. Alright. Well, if you could see back there, it's behind there. That's the oil pressure sensor. It's not the oil temperature sensor. Now for our sensor, and again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it from this angle or not, below the alternator here is the oil filter. And mine is white, which you think would help see it through the camera, but apparently that is not the case. But we'll go up underneath and take a look up there, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so here we are, crawling up underneath the car. And I chose, by the way, I got my safety goggles on, or I'm putting them on right now, I should say. And I'm doing this all one-handed, so cut me a break here. Alright, this is the passenger side of the car. And let me turn my light on here. So, let's see if I can get this. As you can see, there's the oil filter. And let me see if I can zoom in on it for you. But right next to it, see that yellow plug right there? Let's see if I can get it to focus on that. Come on, focus. There you go. Keep going. You can do it. You can do it. Anyway, it's not going to focus. There we go. That's the plug for the unit. So the unit, hello, is actually right here where my finger is. I'm touching it right there. So if you can see my yellow finger, that's where it is. Let's see if I can get you a better look here. Where's my finger? There it is. There's my finger. So follow it up up to right about, see, now I can't see it. There, it's around here. Okay, oil filter all the way up. There it is. I got my finger on it. So, follow thumb up there. You may not be able to see it with this lighting, but trust me, it's there. So, it's not easy to get a wrench up there, but what I'm going to do is get a wrench, wrench it out. I've already loosened it, so actually, while it's loose, let me see if I can just loosen it by hand here, since I've already cranked on it a little bit off camera. It's unfortunately, there's a metal brace right here, so it makes it difficult for me to get my hand in there. This is kind of a tight spot. Now they say you can remove this plastic cowl that's under here, but I'm being stubborn and I'm not doing it. So let's see, off. Oh. All right. So let's see, maybe you can follow the wrench up there. Oops. All right, folks. So I've got the wrench on it. I don't know if you can see that, but loosen it. It's a ratchet wrench, but as you can see, this is the only way that I found without taking more stuff apart to get to it. Sorry, my hand's in the way. I really hope it's in focus for you guys. Alright. More junk falling on my face. It's just been happening the whole time here. Alright. Man, that is really in there. Alright, you got the idea. Let me work on it off camera. Alright, folks. I loosened it enough. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, if it's going to leak or not. We'll find out together. Excuse me. As soon as I can. There we go. Unscrew it the rest of the way. Hold on. Get my hat out of the way. Alright. Yes. Alright, folks. Had a little bit of a mess. Ended up having to finish it off camera, but there it is. It's, in case you've never done this before, it leaks when you take it out. That's what I kind of figured. Luckily, it wasn't a large leak, but it was a leak nonetheless. So, make sure when you get done, you check your oil level, and depending on how much of the oil came out, and clean up what you can. We're going to hit this with some brake cleaner in a minute, and make sure that actual sensor, which is right here, where is it? There we go, right here. I don't even know if y'all can see this, but the AC line out of the way. I don't think I can. It's going to help me a bunch, but it's right there. Y'all just have to trust me. I don't know what the torque spec is. You can look that up on your own. I torqued it down until it was tight, but not, you know, didn't go all out on it. But there you go. It's a 3/4 inch fitting, and then all you gotta do is plug that sensor back in, and you should be good to go. So let me clean this up real quick, and I'll be back with you. Alright, there it is, all cleaned up, all plugged back in. I had to back it off a little bit to get the outlet where it needs to be, but just in case those of you who are wondering, car's up on ramps, and yes, the back wheels are chalked so that nothing's gonna happen.
Okay, I'm good.
Alright, so now that we've replaced that sending unit, or that oil temperature sensor, let us start it up, see what she sounds like. Make sure you don't have any leaks. You always want to check the leaks. Just so you know, for those who want to know. There you go, 111,094. Listen to that, Dodge. You had me roar. Alright. Let it run for a minute. Check up underneath. Make sure there's no leaks. Put you down for a second so I put on my glasses. There we go. Alright, let's take a look. Alright, from here, I don't see any. Again, I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see it or not, but let me take a look here. Nope, I don't see any leaks. Let me hold you up over here. Maybe y'all can see it through here better. I'm not sure. Here's the top of the oil thing. You see that sensor? That's it right there. That's what we were working on. And it appears to be good. Don't see any leaking. That stuff that's leaking on the oil filter is just residual that I couldn't get clean up. So, there it goes. Looks like we did a job well done. Alright folks, so that's it. It's the changing of this. This is the old part. It's the oil temperature sensor, not the oil pressure sensor. We didn't lose too much oil. I'm going to check it and make sure top it off if it needs to be topped off. But it was a pretty easy job. A relatively inexpensive part. Again, I don't know if you can see, it's a little two-prong there. So if you look on YouTube, you'll see that there's a way to test it. But again, it's a 3/4, and I just basically used a 3/4 ratchet. It was in the like this, and I just was able to reach this up in there and get it and turn it. I had about that much flex to it. And then when I tightened it down, I made sure this little tab right here was up, so that it's easy for me to remove if I need to remove it again next time. So if you have any questions, comments, please leave them in the link below. And remember, I'm new to this, so be kind. Other than that, pretty simple job. That probably would have cost you over $100 or so at a mechanic, and there you go, doing it. Now if you want to make it easier, you could have removed that under cowl. Would have given you a little more room, but it's kind of a tight space. I didn't see any way to get to it from the top without removing the alternator, and I really didn't want to do that. My whole point of this was to make it a quick 10-minute job. Probably actually took me about 20 minutes, if I have to guess. So, hey, not bad at all, right? It's not bad at all. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit the bell so that you get notifications if and when I post. I hope to post more often as time permits. I do have a full-time job, so this is kind of a hobby for me. But hey, and if you see something I did wrong, I don't mind constructive criticism at all. So this is DIY Dan saying, do it yourself. Why not?